Hi Doran, how you doing? I'm good. Hi Aggie, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. This is a newly tuned F2 low pick me as well. Well, newly tuned. I took it to Meridian. What day are we on? Thursday? Yesterday? Yesterday, gosh. That's bad, isn't it? Not even remembering yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yes. Yesterday, took it to Duncan at Meridian and he was quite impressed with the quality of it, but there was two notes at the bottom. These two here, these two bass tones that had gone slightly sharp in his words, not mine. And so yeah, he just took it into his little studio and did a bit of hammering and let me play on an extended EMARA hand padding at Meridian, which was lovely. So they definitely sound different to my ears. Like I've had it since January 24, and it's not been retuned since then. But these two notes here, they've got something more about them. Like this, there seems to be there's like a mushroom sort of sound that's sort of bouncing around inside the pan a little bit more. Can you hear that? It's different to what it normally sounds like. But maybe you can't hear it. I can hear it, obviously. How come it needed tuning? Is it typical for bottom notes? Well, I should probably put my keyboard up here so I can put the questions on the screen. Maybe I should do that. I've got my beer here. Look, it's Friday night in the UK. I'm having a beer. Wow. Well, Aggie, what happened was I don't know. I was somewhere, you know, like as you do, and you're looking at your pan and you think, oh, hang on, is there a dent in that note? Is there a dent? And I convinced myself there was a dent in one of the notes on the top, like one of the small ones at the top here. And I was like, oh God, I wonder if it's out of tune. So I've got this tuning app on my phone, and I just went round and just went through the tuning app, which is like I don't think it costs anything. Maybe it does. I did all the notes, and everything was fine apart from this C3 note down here. And it was like 20 cents. It was like, normally like when the note's like really good, it's like in the green and it's sort of pointing upwards. And the more it sort of goes out of tune, the sort of, the gauge sort of goes to the left or to the right, I guess. I think it goes to the right. Anyway, this C3 note just went way over. Like 20 cents, like over here. And I was like, oh dear, maybe I just haven't noticed it. It didn't sound out of tune to me. But I thought maybe I've just got used to it, and I knew I was driving past Bristol on my way back from where I was for work, so it was literally on the way home. So I contacted Duncan at Meridian. I said, could I come in? Can you fit me in? And he said, as long as you could be here by sort of between 12 and 1, we can have a listen to it. And so yeah, he did. He did. It looks like I can't read comments from Facebook. Oh yes, I can. There's Caroline. Hello, Caroline. How are you doing? I can. I was going to offer to come over. Caroline is one of my neighbours, and I was thinking like I could bring this over because you don't need electric to play these for sure. You do need electric to go online, obviously. But anyway, yeah. He could you share the app? Could I share the app? How do I do that? Well, I just think if you just look for tuna, not the fish, TUNER on like the on just for tuning app on your store on your phone, either Samsung or Apple, I think, and you should be able to find it. But here is a warning, right? I must say that you can get a little bit sort of over precious and over addicted to it, really. And so you kind of like watch the tuna a bit too much than your ears. Because you start to think that the whole pan's out and you think, oh. Anyway, that's what I've been told. But yeah, it's the tuna app. I'm sure it is. So, Mars. And this is really sad. This is so geeky. The reason why I put transmitting from Mars is because this is a new feature that I'm trialing tonight on StreamYard, and it's what does it stand for? It's MARS, multi-aspect ratio streaming. So I'm streaming on 16:9 on a. If you're looking at me on a tablet or a computer, I am in a rectangle. But if you're looking at me, which most of you are, because I can see what angle you're looking at me on. You're on your phones and you can see me on phone vertical. And I don't normally transmit in this, do I? You probably normally have me in a little tiny rectangle on your phones, but now you've got me sort of on your full phone and these weird blobs swimming around me. I tried to get rid of the background and I couldn't. I couldn't get rid of it. So you can't really see the whole pan on vertical aspect ratio. But that's what Mars means. It means multiple aspect ratio streaming. Isn't that sad? But there we go. Yeah, you got me kind of full screen. I'm trying a different position of my microphone as well. Let me know if you think it sounds better. It doesn't sound like it's as loud as normal. What am I doing? You might not even be able to hear the bass tones on your phone, actually. Just realised. The F2's so low, you might not even be able to hear the ding. There's my old mate, Chippy. How you doing, Chippy? It sounds good. It sounds different. It does sound different. So, Aggie knows all about this. Other people might not know about this. I've been away from streaming for a little while because I've been busy. I've been a busy boy setting up a brand new website. Woo woo! You think, wow, what's so special about a new website? Well, it's a brand new website about handpans, and it's called Hampanion.com. It's like handpan and companion, all rolled into one word, Hampanion.com. Now, initially, it is a online shop for handpan accessories, and at the moment, I've only got one accessory on the store, and it is these lovely cards from Rosie Bergonzi, handpan playing cards, which are really easy to learn your chords on your handpan, regardless of what pan you've got. Whether you've got an open, whether you've got a minor handpan or a major handpan or a D chord or whatever. So I've started a shop, and I've got some new products coming. After, obviously, I said earlier I was at Meridian, and Amy Naylor's studio is just next door to Meridian. So I messaged her saying, "Oh, I'm going to be there. Are you going to be in your studio?" She said, "Well, I might have left by then, but hopefully I'll still be there. Say hello to you when you get there." So yeah, she was there, and I went up to the studio, which is always a bit crazy, to be honest, because if you watch the amount of videos of Amy as I have, it is a bit crazy going into that room where she films all the videos. I still feel a bit like, whoa, even now. I've only been there 4 times, I think, 4 or 5 times, but it's still a bit like, this is the room. You know, the backdrop, the pans, the setup, the cameras, all the stuff. It's, yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, she's given me some new products to sell on Hampanion.com, which is cool. And they're fairly exclusive. There is if you go to the Hampanion.com website, I've added a blog today. I know that's pretty old school, isn't it? A blog. But I've added a blog which has some details about her. I'm looking down here because one of them's down here. About the products that she's given me. Now, one are very exclusive CDs of the album Earth Teaches Me. Well, what's exclusive about that? Well, each individual one is signed by Amy, and there's only 10 of them in the world that I've got right now. Amy's never done that before. She's never like signed a batch of CDs before. So I've got 10 The Earth Teaches CDs signed by Amy Naylor, and I've also got some special t-shirts that she has printed herself. Now, these are not ones that are on her shop, on her website or on her YouTube channel. These are special hand-selected t-shirts that she's bought herself from a charity shop. So she's picked the actual t-shirts, so the sizing is a bit random, and then she has put her own special prints on the t-shirts, her own little branding and her own little designs. So she is starting to sort of move away from sort of heavily factory made t-shirts and stuff. She thinks it's not very eco-friendly, or it's probably not the right word for that she wants to use. But anyway, she wants to find an alternative, better way of providing t-shirts and merchandise. And these t-shirts that she's given me are exclusive. So I'm really excited about that. I'm not going to show you those. You're going to have to go to the site and have a little sneak preview, but I'm not quite sure how to put them on the site yet. But yeah, so I'm also putting together a handpan cleaning care kit as well. So a really nice, really high quality microfiber cloth in a lovely cloth bag with some spray, some stainless steel spray recommended by Meridian, water based, sort of apple fragrance, very doesn't have any sort of chemicals in there that's going to affect your pan, and also a care cleaning guide as well. Eventually I'm going to try and get some oil, but yeah, I've got some little stamps on the way to put Hampanion on the stamps, and little sewn in little tickets and things like that. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been really into it. I can't help it. I love it. I've never done a shop before, an online shop, but yeah, I've had 7 orders already. It's only been live a week, so that's good. That's what I've been doing. That's why I haven't been online. So you haven't missed anything, Chippy. I haven't really been online. So yeah, but here I am transmitting live from Mars. Yes, Chippy. Big campaign at the moment to save the handpan. Big news in the handpan world. For sure. I'm just going to stick that one on the screen because that one is important. Oh, I can't do that with that. I need to put this on it over here, don't I? I'll leave my keyboard over here. Put that there. This over here. Does it come up over there? Oh yeah, it does. Well, it feels like it's a campaign at the moment because of the video that's come out, but this campaign has been running for 5 years. People like David Cookerman, the guy behind Handpan Dojo, Weirdly Duncan from Meridian Handpans, both have been heavily involved since the beginning. And yeah, it's to defend. I'm not going to try and understand the whole complexity of it, but yeah, it's a crying shame about what's going on. If ever anybody has seen the video, I would yeah, look out for it. The originators of the original instrument, known as the Hung, company called Pan Art, have decided that they don't want anybody else in the world to copy their original design. Now initially, as far as I'm aware, they were quite happy with other people to create their own instruments and share the joy and create instruments, because they couldn't keep up with the workload, and they didn't actually want to either, because they felt quite, you know, they felt that their instruments were fairly sacred, and they didn't want to make too many. But the supply and demand took over, and initially, apparently, not that I know this for a fact, but apparently they were told to other people verbally and via emails and stuff to, yeah, crack on. But in the last 5 years, they've changed their mind, and they've decided it's a not an instrument. They've decided that this isn't an instrument, or the Hung isn't an instrument, which they created. It's an actual a piece of art, an art form, a sound sculpture, if you like. And so, because the copyright laws of pieces of art is different from an instrument, they won the first round of court cases, and they actually got. It was agreed that their copyright of the design was approved, I think, in the Bern court in Switzerland, and I think it's now going around in a second round of a second. Yeah, see, I don't even know much about it myself. I think the HCU. I don't even know what the HCU stands for, but there is a collective of handpan makers, handpan teachers, who are challenging that, who don't feel like it's very fair that there's a whole now world and community and industry all evolved around these handpans, and they're kicking back and they're taking them back on in court. And what the crowdfunding this week video has come out by, been headed by Malte, who's got the biggest reach across the world in handpan world, is about trying to raise money, crowdfunding, to pay for the lawyer fees to take on pan art in the courts, and to try and not turn it over, but to try and stand up to them a little bit, and to try and stop them from steamrolling and stopping people from making instruments. In certain countries in the world, they've literally won court orders to going into handpan makers and seizing assets and destroying them, and then charging the maker. It's become pretty awful. Yeah, it's something that we've all buried our head in the sand about since I've been doing it, since I've been around. I've not been around that long. This is only my 3rd year, so it's been going on for a lot longer than that. But yeah, it rumbles on. But it's relevant this week, and I'm hoping to put that video on my Handpan Voices channel, so I can just sort of help promote that crowdsourcing link. I'm going to contact Ralph from IASA. I've been given his email address from David Cookerman, and so I'm going to contact him and see if I can add that video to Handpan Voices, so that will then go on Apple Podcasts and Audible and Spotify and all that sort of stuff, just to do my little bit. I've donated myself. I support people like Amy Naylor and other people as much as I possibly can. These people that created their whole lives around the instrument, they need supporting at the moment more than anything, because there could be a chance that it could be taken away, which would be awful. Unbelievably, but who knows? It's to help pay. So I've done a donation to help pay the lawyers' fees, to sort of otherwise they're just going to go to court and get what they want, I think. But that's all I know. So I don't know enough about it. But that's. But that's it. Enough of that. Enough of that stuff. Enough of that chat. Let's get some handpan playing cards out. Let's get some of these out, which you can buy from my shop. Okay. I'm not going to bother trying to go on about selling them today. Apparently, there's a QR code thing that I can use on StreamYard as well. I saw Rosie using that the other night, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you can put like a QR code on the screen, and people can scan the code and go to wherever you're trying to sell. So yeah, this is the handpan playing cards. This is the open minor playing cards, and they're all blank when you get them, and then you just fill them out what your chords are on your handpan based on your notes placement. So I'm going to shuffle them. Oh no, maybe I have to get rid of that one first. That's not a playing card, is it? Shuffle them. I will be going on about this quite a lot, so I'm not going to talk about these too much on future live streams. My live streams may be changing. I'll be talking about stuff that you can get from the Handpanion shop, just because they're helpful to handpan players, right? I know that's not a card either. That's a little instructional card here from Rosie with a QR code on it. That's not part of the shuffle either. Should I just get 3? I'm going to get 3 out. Here's the first one. What's that? Oh, that's a bit of a boring one, isn't it? What does that say? A D open. Well, that's just A, because I don't have any Ds on my F2. So that's called a D open, which is just either a D and an A flat. I've only got A flats. This is, well, let's pull another one out. Sometimes it's good to have a little basic one. The next one, ooh, total opposite. This is a A flat major 7. So I've got now 2 lots of A flat major. Look at that. That's crazy, isn't it? I've got lots of that one. A flat major 7. Okay. What's the last one? Well, that's another one that's not. That's another explanation guide. Get rid of that one. This one. D major 7. Well, at least I could use the ding. So I got A flat major 7, D major 7, and D open, which is not great for an F2 low pygmy, but let's see. What order shall I do them in? I could probably start with D major 7, and then I'll go use those A flats, and then go for A flat major 7, I guess. Right, this is sort of live, not knowing what I'm really doing. Let's try and see what I can do just by playing those chords, playing those notes on those chords. Interesting. That interesting. Maybe I need another one. Kind of okay. Interesting that. Interesting. Playing around with like D major 7. So the idea is you play any notes you want from that card, right? You don't play all of them, but I was just then. They're all the notes on that 7 chord called D major 7 on the F2 low pygmy. And then the middle card is just literally 2 notes. A flat, one at the top, one down the side there. The idea is it makes you do different things that you wouldn't normally do, and it's definitely making me do something different. I could switch them around, and I could add one. So let's add one to it, and switch it around a little bit. Let's shuffle it again. Just gives you ideas, you know, for compositions and stuff. This one, oh, no, that's another card that I don't need on the deck there. It just tells me where my notes are on my handpad. I should have taken those out at the beginning. Right, here we go. Feels like I'm doing a card trick. I'm not doing a card trick. Right, what's this one? Ooh, it's a sus chord. What does that say? sus2. E flat suspended 2. Blimey. Right. Where's that going? So I've got 4 cards now to help me come up with a chord progression. Here they are. In my hands. Ooh, lots of lovely little colours. We've got 2 purples, which are the 7s. We've got a 5 or an open chord, and then we've got this sus chord here on the end, the yellow one, which I've only just started to fill out. So what should I do? Maybe I should shuffle these again and see what order they come out in. D major 7, D open. Oh, there's that A flat major 7, and there's the sus2. Is that going to work with that on the end? At least we've got some different notes here though. Let's see what this sounds like. Thank you for joining me, by the way. I appreciate you being here. Chippy's still here, I think. How is it in Suffolk? It's been really blowy in the fens today. Like really miserable weather. Really rubbish. It's blowing a gale outside, and we had a power cut earlier. It was off for an hour. Good old life in the countryside. Hopefully it won't go off again. So what have I got? Whoa! How does that sus2 chord work? How can that be that note there? And that'll do, weird. Interesting. I could play those. It's probably not great to have that at the end, really, is there? I'm going to start with that one. I like the sound of that one at the beginning this time. A flat at the beginning. And then maybe the splitting up of the 7. So A flat, then the D major 7, then the sus2, and then the A flat major 7. Non-stop rain and wind all day. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Oh dear. No, the open doesn't sound right at the beginning. So we'll put it second. Sounds weird as well. I'm still getting used to these cards. That sus2 card, that's why I didn't ring them, that's why I didn't fill them out, because they are bizarre. Let's listen to just the sus2 card on its own, Just this one here. It sounds bonkers. I've added the extended notes to this card. Maybe I shouldn't have done. So without the extended notes, it sounds like this. Which actually sounds quite normal. Maybe that's it. Maybe it start with a sus2. That sounds quite normal, doesn't it? sus2 start, open, and then finish with the 2 7s. Any order of those notes. But these top notes of the sus2 chord, E flat, F, and B. Just try and play all the notes. See what happens. Yeah, I don't know how to play those 7s. Yeah, a bit weird. I like the sus2 now though. Prefer playing just freestyle, I must admit. But it's good to sort of every now and again when you get stuck with an idea, good to get these cards out. There's no real rules like anything with the handpan really. I don't really understand music theory that much, as you could probably tell. But I've been told by Rosie you could just literally pick any cards out you like, put them down, try them out, take some notes from each card and see how they sound. So sometimes they're going to sound better than others. Well, I'm just going to persevere and try stuff out and see what works for me. That D5 there, that just A. See, once you start to work with it and you sort of relax a little bit and you get into it, and it comes up with some interesting stuff. Those cards seem to be fun to play around with. Makes these things up. But exactly that's what they're for, Chippy. Exactly that's what it's for. Other news today is that I have finally put my last payment down on my D-Curd 14. I've been paying for it over the last 8 months in installments, just to spread out the costs, because, you know, we're not all made of money. So I've not bought a handpad in 2025. Yeah, the last time I bought was the summer of last year. So I want to jam with others. This is a beautiful instrument, as the people are watching will know that I love it. But not many people have it. So yeah, I wanted to get a D-Curd again, because it was the first pan that I had was a D-Curd 10 by Gear for Music. It was like I don't know who made it. No idea, but you know, I did what most people do. I bought a cheap pan to start off with. It wasn't as cheap as the pans that are out now. There's a lot cheaper ones out there now. But I bought my sort of electronic music stuff from gearformusic.com. I quite like their delivery. They're quite reliable, and the prices is quite good and all that. So might have been Sealer, don't know. One more of those beers and you'll be going to sound great. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm looking for a new handpad. Doran, you're always looking for a new handpad. Every time you come on here, you tell me you're looking for a new handpad. Guess what else I did at Amy Naylor's? Now I got to remember what it's called. She let me play the Rav Anima. I think the last time I played on this live stream, I did a whole video about it. About when it first came out, and I played a video of Cabasau's reaction to the Rav Anima, the brand new instrument from Ravvast for the Rav Labs. And yeah, I went over to Amy's and she's like, "You have a go on this," and I sat on her in her studio, and it was like, wow, it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing to play. Literally like minimal effort, like to do anything. Just so these it has 5 chords in the middle, 5 chords, and then just the notes around the outside. And it appeals to me because the chords are really deep and resonant, and they got these like really lovely chords on the top. I don't know how much they are, but if you're going to sort of compare a Rav Anima to a standard handpan of 10 notes, they're probably the same price. This thing is pretty special. It felt, I've got obviously a Rav Vast there. It felt flatter and wider, but I think it was the same size. But maybe it was just the notes in the middle that made it feel... They're obviously a lot flatter than their handpans here. And they're tongue drums. They're not handpans. And I joked to her. I said, well, maybe we'll all be playing these in the future anyway. I don't know what's going to happen with people who... If they win the court order and it does become illegal to make them, what happens to the people who own them? I don't know. Do we have to pretend that we don't have them? I don't know. There's not millions of them out there, but there's quite a lot, right? There's quite a lot of these out there. Come on then, let's play Doran's game. Come on. Tell us what your current thoughts are for your next handpan. Let's hear it. Let's hear what the thoughts are, why are you thinking that way, is it going to happen, and how you're going to make it happen. There we go. Any of those questions you can answer. You don't have to ask her any if you don't want. F sharp 2. Because they're very much more abundant than F2s. Then you can get an F2, F2, F sharp 2, 19. Duncan's stopped making these. I think I've talked about that a few times. Oh, you like that? It's a song that it's a composition that I've been working on for about a year. it's called Chapel, and it's like a really lovely sequence of melodies, isn't it? It's just this little. Yeah. I have a few makers in mind. It's just pulling the trigger on and so much money. Yeah, I know, right? Especially if it's extended. Which makers are you considering? Isthmus, I guess. Let me know which ones. Duncan Reynolds says, "Where can I buy one?" Well, one of these. This is from Bristol, mate. You can buy one of these in Bristol. This is This is a company called Meridian Handpans. See that little logo there? It's backwards probably on your screen, but that says Meridian. Just type in Meridian Handpans on Google, and you can go to their website, and you can go and see them. And what I did, my wife bought me a beginner's weekend course, so I didn't have to buy any handpan. And I went down there, and you get to play on it, and you get to learn how to play it. And then obviously you fall in love with them, and you say, "Yeah, I'll have one of them." But there is other makers who are cheaper than Meridian, and there are makers in Devon, which is a bit closer to you. What the hell are they called? Panstream, which is where I'm getting my D-Curd 14 from. Panstream are in Devon. Acero. Gosh, who else is there? No, Acero's not from Devon. Gosh, what's the other one called? I'll send you a message on Facebook. I know you're watching me on Facebook, but I'm kind of streaming on something else. So yeah, send me a message. It is all about how much money you want to spend, to be honest, mate, as well. You can buy them on Amazon if you want. You know, there's cheap ones out there. If you just want to try it out, buy one on Amazon or Temu or whatever. Is it going to sound like that? No. Are you gonna have some good fun with it? Yeah. Depends how much you really want one, I guess, and how much you are willing to pay for one. Because as Doran just pointed out, they are quite a lot of money for the decent ones. Axiom, Veritas sound sculptures are my two favourites. Ooh yeah. Well, you can't go wrong with the Veritas, can you? Let's be honest. One of the original makers, right? Ever. If I was American, I would probably want a Veritas, to be honest. No problem, Dunk. Nice to hear. Nice. I know you always pop in to listen to the pan. So lovely to see you here, mate. Hope you're doing okay. The summer that I spent in Meva is still one of my favourite summers that I spent down in there. Yeah, ever. I loved it down in Cornwall. But it wasn't meant to be. You always got to look forward there, right? Fishing off that seawall, which you probably still do. Like Dora and I contacted the maker that I really wanted a pan from, Panstream, and I just asked them, could I pay you in instalments? Can't afford to pay it in one go. Can I put a deposit down to try and get myself booked in? So if you are struggling to justify the amount, think about that. My next pan has taken me 8 months to pay for it, maybe even longer than that. So that's how I justified it. I just saved up for it and I paid it over the year, if you like, in instalments when I can afford it. They're either going to say yes or no. And Panstream said yes to me, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, that's what I've done. So, yeah. I'm just getting sick of waiting for it. So, yeah. I've still had this for 18 months. I still think it sounds beautiful. But yeah, reach out to those two companies and tell them what you're after and tell them what you want to do, and see what they say. Can I put a deposit down? Are you happy to accept a payment structure or whatever, like in 3 installments or something like that? I don't know. They're not gonna. You're gonna keep paying them until. They're not going to send you the pan until you've paid them in full. So they've got guaranteed income. You've got to get a pan and you spread out your costs. So it's not like, you're not asking for an interest-free loan or anything. You're not trying to borrow money from the bank or a card or anything. You're just trying to spread your costs out. See what they say. Mine said yes. And then, peace of mind that you put your $500 down or whatever you want to do. If they say yes, then you've got it, But it's worth pointing out, everybody's got their own opinions, right? Doran's going. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for popping in. He's about to send an email to Veritas. Gotta go. Gotta email somebody. Good luck, mate. Good luck. I hope you get the pan of your dreams. It's worth it. But, I was about to say, I'm not a big fan of the small little tiny notes that they put on some of these extended pans, so I'm not really bothered about getting more than this. This has got 14. So this is actually 13. But yeah, 14 on one of one. Still got a lot of space on the bottom and along the top. I don't have like second row of notes or anything. It's like a standard pan layout, isn't it, on the top there? I just like spinning it around every now and again just to get a different sort of feel to it, or different. Chippy's off as well. Thank you so much for being here. I should probably go soon as well. I'll probably do another one on Sunday. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you, my friend. Take care. See, I've only had one beer. I've been streaming for like an hour and I've had like that much beer. Maybe I should get the old Zephyr out. Have a little go with the Zephyr. Why not? Here we go. Why not? Finish off with the Zephyr. I don't have any cards for this one. The same thing on the thing, don't I? Takes me a little while to sort of tune into this one. I'm not really like fully into it like the other one, but still sounds lovely. Cards would probably help me a lot. Hey, ciao! Ciao, Vale, how are we doing? Love Italy so much. Went to Italy this summer. On a cruise. Really loved it. With my son. Mind is terrible for remembering where I went. Terrible. I can't remember one of the destinations. That's terrible. I went to Naples. Went to Sicily. Messina in Sicily. Went to Naples. And where else did I go? Oh no. That's terrible. I can't remember. That's really bad. I hate my accent. I hate my memory. Well, thank you so much. Have you subscribed to the channel? Thank you so much for subscribing. But it's not really my music. It's just these instruments. I just play them and let the sound out. Nathaniel's here. How are you doing, mate? Thanks for dropping by. Pan turn up yet? I can't remember. I think it has, hasn't it? Or are you still waiting? I think you've got it, right? Sorry if you haven't. Still waiting. Any update on when it might be ready? Or are you just waiting to... Do you check your inbox every day? I bet you do. It must be awful. Normally mid-December. That's not too far. That's not too far. 4 weeks. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. That hasn't happened yet, right? Until something happens, let's stay positive, because that hasn't happened yet. Of course, I've heard about it. I've donated. It's on my Facebook page. It's on my YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm fully aware of what's going on. I'm fully aware of what's going on. They've been trying to do this for the past 5 years. So this is not new news. It's just it's become big at the moment because of the crowd funding video that came out, and it's been backed by Malte and Cabe and all the other well-known players. Rosie and Amy, my friends are on there as well. And so yeah, it is important. It's very serious. It is scary, you're absolutely right, but nothing's happened yet. And as I've said to people, and they've agreed with me, this is only for one part of Europe. If it happens, there's a whole world out there, and they won't be able to win every court case in every country around the whole world, because every country has different laws. Especially places like America and Australia and New Zealand and all these other places, they're nothing like Europe, and they have a completely different set of rules and regulations and things about copyright and everything. So copyright laws take years and years and years, and maybe they might get something, and maybe they have, but we all need to just reunite and make a stand and share it as wide as possible and allow people to understand what's going on. And hopefully justice will prevail. They've got they're adamant that it's now, they've decided that these are not instruments. They've decided that these are sound sculptures or pieces of art, and that's what their whole argument is. I agree, but they can trouble the EU and US makers. Well, maybe they can. Maybe. Yeah. Still get used to this pan. Still not quite there with it, but it's okay. It's no rush. I don't play enough, that's why. Yeah. Stay positive, my friend. And donate. Make sure you donate to the crowdfunding source. That's all we can do. That's all we can do, right? At the moment. Hey, guess what? I'm going to say something now that you're not allowed to tell anybody. Here I am broadcasting on YouTube. But Vale wants to know, before I talk about that, maybe I shouldn't say that on the internet anyway. I was going to tell you something I shouldn't have told you. I won't bother. Phil, may I ask you what scale of handpan this is? Well, this is a very unique handpan. It is a D flat Aegean. So it's not a D Aegean, which is what I probably should have bought. I bought a D flat Aegean by Zephyr in the UK. D flat Aegean, otherwise known as C sharp, I think. But it's, yeah, it's a minor. It's based on the F minor scale, even though it's got a D flat ding. That's what it is. It does sound amazing. I don't connect with it as much as the other one. See, I'm sort of all over the place with it, really. It sounds beautiful. I'm not really bringing it out as much as it deserves yet. I've got it because it's so opposite to the Meridian. It sounds a bit more like an original sort of steel pan. Especially this note here. Completely different sound to the Meridian that I've got. I would really recommend this Zephyr to anybody. I know a friend of mine has got one for sale right now. What's that one he's got? Bruin has got one for sale on Facebook. D flat Aegean by Zephyr. Z-E-P-H-Y-R. Zephyr. Yeah, it is lovely. It's a really beautiful sound. It's really good. I play sound baths and stuff as well. With sound people who play like gongs and stuff and crystal bowls. I kind of start off a sound bath playing this, and then they do their sound bath thing with all the sounds and the tones, and then I maybe play the meridian on the way back out when they're coming back out of their sound journey. It's not apparently it's not a standard Aegean scale because of this note here. It's got a G on it instead of a normal. I don't know what the normal note is on an Aegean. Yeah, check out Zephyr. They've got a YouTube channel. Most of his pans sound like this. Have you heard of a player called Manu Delago? He one of his favourite makers is Zephyr, and his last album features a Zephyr as well in one of the singles he released. It's not this one. I've played an F2 low pygmy on a Zephyr as well. That was quite nice. I think the dings are stronger on the Zephyrs than they are on the Meridians. The Meridians are a lot lighter, a lot thinner, I think, and there's a lot more punch to this. Even though it's like a higher note than the F2. He also, as I play, you can hear me playing it every now and again. He also puts a note on the. I always forget what it's called. What's this area called, Nathaniel? Not the neck. I can't remember. Anyway, he puts a note on here as well. Not that many makers do that. I should know what that area is called. That's terrible. But yeah, he puts a note up here, I think, somewhere. Where's the other one? Limited because of my own lack of knowledge, not because of the lack of their pan. It's quite hard to play full chords on here. The only sort of chords you can play in one area is the F minor. Everything else is like in different areas, like. I should get my little thing out, but yeah, it's beautiful. I also think that my mic placement is a lot better than I've ever done before, so it probably sounds better than it normally does. I realised I wasn't really doing much justice to my microphone and how things sound. Should probably get rid Should I play the Rav? There's a B Hijaz over there. It's going to sound a bit weird after this one. It's a good late at night sound to play though. Play Hijaz. Play the B Hijaz. Okay. Why not, eh? Completely different. Completely different. Now this will take me a little while to get into this as well. Sorry about my stupid face. Alexandra. What are you doing here? Way past your bedtime. Be Hijaz. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Be Hijaz Rav Bast. I don't own this instrument. This is borrowed. Hey Alexandra, have you seen the t-shirts yet? Have you seen the t-shirts? Yeah, Amy's. I've got one behind me. I haven't shown anybody yet. I've shown a little picture on my website. I reckon you're going to like them. Well, she probably doesn't want it back now. She's got a Rav Anima, which I played yesterday. I played the Rav Anima yesterday. Wow. Absolutely wow. That is amazing. Me of playing, yeah, no, I didn't record myself. I didn't do any of that. I just went to her studio, got the CDs, and got her t-shirt. Shall I quickly show you this? A t-shirt that's over here. This is an exclusive. Nobody has seen this. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Look at that first design. That's lovely, isn't it? This is hand printed by Amy Naylor. And there's only 10 of these in the world. There's lots of different options, but they're only one-offs. So this is her new design. Wouldn't they be great as jewellery as well? So this is going to be for sale on my on Hampanion. And other ones, which I don't have in here at the moment. So those, and obviously these. Her album, Earth Teachers, on CD, signed. There's 10 of them. Look. They're all signed. She's never done that before. She's never actually signed a bulk signing before. No, I didn't steal the t-shirts. She said, what did she say? She won't mind me saying. She said, I've got these t-shirts, but I can't be bothered to set up a shop to sell them. And I said, well, I've got a shop. I'll sell them for you. And she went, okay. And so, and she said, oh, what else can I give you? I can give you some CDs. And I was like, yeah, but why don't you sign them? People will love it if you sign them. And And so she signed them. She did a bulk signing she'd never done before. She did was 10. It wasn't a bulk signing, but she gave me the rest of her CDs. It was yeah, she wasn't going to sign them, and then she just went, oh yeah, okay. I just don't know how to display them. The CD, the t-shirts, the CDs are easy. I've got pictures of them already. But yeah, Raf Anima. Wow. My shop is an Amy and Rosie tribute shop. Well, yeah, it is at the moment because they're my handpan friends. That's the stuff that I've got to sell. There is another amazing product coming called Pan Shakers, and they are like lovely little sort of necklaces that you like a pendant that you wear around your neck in the shape of a handpan. And not only is it a pendant, but it's a shaker as well. So you take it off and you can use it as a shaker. All Greybirds here, and they do not like the RAV. A lot of people don't like the RAV. I will go and get my F2 just for you because that's the sort of guy I am. Okay? Let's finish off with a bit of whoa F2 Low Pygmy stuff. F2 Low Pygmy. Yeah, the shaker, they are beautiful. Really like small as well. They're not massive, they're like really little. And they are not available on the internet anywhere. Like this lady who has designed them and created them with her dad, who was an engineer. An elderly gentleman who was an engineer for a British racing car company called Lotus. And when he moved in with her, he designed this piece of machinery that would allow her to create and manufacture these little tiny handpan shaped pendants. And I've convinced her to sell them on my shop. But I've got to wait for her to be when she's ready to sell them, when she's done a batch. Oh, Henne's here. You could have just said hello, Henne. It's like, you know, not slag off Lotus. Yeah, you see, I'm only going to sell things that people want. That's the whole point of the site, is like curated handpan accessories. I'm obviously going to put some other stuff on there when I get them. He says hello, hello. Pre-order. Which one's that? The live stream or the t-shirt? Oh yeah, the small rotating handpan. How cool does that look? Now that is like obviously just a piece of wood with a magnet in it, and then the handpan that floats above it, and then you can spin it around. That is an accessory. That is something that's made by Isthmus or Drift Handpans in America, and I hope I can sell them. I have asked them if I can sell them. They've said, yeah, we would like somebody in Europe to sell them. Just waiting to hear back from them to sort that out. I don't know how much they are. I don't know how many I'm going to have to buy in one go. I'm also going to have to... Just had a notification that I've had a bit of gear dispatched from Gear for Music. I've ordered a better stand for my microphone here. Like one of those stands that sort of, on an arm that comes off a desk. So I can have like a better audio for my voice and then move it down here for the handpan and stuff. Because it's just on a little normal stand that you put on a stage at the moment, which is not that great. I am buying next week. What are you buying next week? Are you buying one from America? Yeah, he is. Well, be careful, my friend. You're going to have to pay a customs fee on top of that. The whole point of me selling them is to try and stop European buyers having to put that customs fee. Keep just... I'm hoping to sell them. I don't have them. I don't know when I'm going to get stock. So if you really want one really quickly, buy it from them direct, from their website or from their Etsy site, right? If you want to go through all that, go for it. They haven't got back to me, so I don't know. I'm hoping they're going to get back to me about it soon. First, I have to sell some stuff. Yeah, right. Missing the notes, aren't I? It slipped down, but I didn't drop it on the floor. It slipped. Hopefully it's okay. It slipped down my legs. Nobody saw that. Oh my god. Maybe it's time to stop. How long will we go for? This is why you should put it on your... did you see it slip down? It was like, whoa. I caught it on my legs. And then it sort of landed on the floor after that, so... It's okay, don't worry. See? I'm standing on a little. I was just being a bit lax with my little yoga block down here. I've got a yoga block, and I'm not sitting on it properly. And also, they would be great to buy as well. Those lovely little rhythm rests that you can buy that you can stick on the bottom that stops the pan from doing exactly that, from sliding off like that. That's another American company. Yeah, Yeah, anti-slip ring thingies. They're called. Yeah, they're called. Yeah, that's what I just said. I've also contacted them about selling them. Rhythm rests. They're called. Are you going to be a reseller for the small businesses? Yeah. Individual people who are trying to, you know, have a secondary income. That's what I'm trying to create. Maybe find somebody who makes braids, a nice, decent quality braid that goes around the outside. Some people like them, some people don't. I really like. I know it sounds a bit. No, I'm not going to say that next phrase I was going to say. But I also want to sell jewelry, like handpan. I think people would love a little handpan jewelry, right? Like pendants and earrings and all the other things that, you know, handpan shapes. So yeah, I think women especially would like them. A Amy and Rosie related fan shop. Well, they've got their own shops as well, don't forget. But yeah, it's not just not going to be their stuff, it's just, you know, I see them. They're the only people that are well known that have stuff that I physically see. Like I saw Amy yesterday. And I'm meeting Rosie in 2 weeks' time in central London. Because I am going to see in concert Chantress Seba and Malte Martin together in central London. Actually, in a week's time, in 7 days' time. Yeah, wow. Actually, next Thursday night, which is less than a week, 6 days' time, I'm seeing Malte perform live again in central London with Chantress Seba. And then the next day afterwards, I'm meeting Rosie for lunch. Oh, lovely. And James Crossley as well. Hopefully I'll get to see him. I brought a necklace from Rosie's merch shop. Did you really? I didn't know she did necklaces. I need to find out about them. Yes, and Hene is performing in South Bank with the Chiddike Orchestra. And I'm taking my wife to see that. That's the end of the month. That's like the 27th or something. That's in 3 weeks' time. So yeah, I've obviously interviewed her about that. She was my first ever guest on Handpan Voices. We talked about that. And she's going to be performing that concerto again as a soloist in front of an orchestra. Well, if you go, it will be lovely to meet you, my friend. It will be lovely to meet you. It's in central London. It'll be easy for you to get to. Just get on a plane, come over. We'll look after you. Uh-oh. Rosie, we're not talking about you. We're just talking about coming to watch you in the South Bank. Busted by Rosie. Oh look, and my camera's gone. My camera. I've been streaming on my camera for nearly 2 hours, Rosie, and my camera has just packed up. My audio will still be working. That normally means it's time to stop the stream. But it's lovely to see Rosie here. Hey, Alexander thinks I've created a Rosie and Amy fan club website. It's a bit rude, isn't it? It's a bit rude. But she's probably right. She's probably right. So yeah, this Rosie is what was happening. This is how I listened to you on your live stream the other night. While I was driving, I had you in the car, through the car, and so I was only listening to you play. And now you'll have to do the same unless I'm going to go. There's no point restarting the camera because the camera batteries run out. I think it only lasts for 2 hours and it sort of runs out. So yeah, I've been in this situation before. Where's Rosie? Yeah, you can't see it. She is watching or listening via Facebook because I'm streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Can you see, Rosie, that... Oh, you probably can't, but this is StreamYard's new multi... Oh, God, what's it called? Multi... I don't know what it's called. MARS. I had it earlier. That's why I'm saying transmitting live from Mars. Multiple... Anyway, you can now stream in portrait mode and landscape mode on YouTube at the same time in the same way. Yeah, it's a new version. It's a new thing. There we go. Yeah, it feels a bit weird doing. And there she is. She's popped over onto YouTube. So as you can see, yeah, so you can do YouTube on portrait or landscape depending on what device you're on, and it actually shows you on my screen that you're now watching it on portrait mode on your phone. Which is weird, right? There we go, got it. Multiple aspect ratio streaming, Mars, MARS. But it means that the camera's gone, so. Yeah, why am I streaming so late? No idea. To be honest, I started 2 hours ago. I just fancied playing, and I get chatting and that's it. And I was telling everybody about the concerts I'm going to, including your wonderful self at the South Bank in 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks, or was it 2 weeks now? Yeah, my tribute shop. My Amy and Rosie tribute shop. Probably go to bed, shouldn't I? I had my F2 tuned yesterday, Rosie, by Duncan. I thought it might have gone slightly out one of the notes, and so he did a little tune up for me. So he sort of added a bit of life back into these bottom notes. These two little sort of dimple notes on the bottom. No, it's 22:40 here, so it's 10:40. I was late to a Master the Handpan meeting earlier because I thought it was at 4 o'clock and it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They wanted to talk to the 10 most, what was it? The 10 most active members of Master the Handpan to tell us what they're going to do in the future and what our feedback was. So that's what happened earlier. And I was late for it, and David Charrier sent me a message saying, "Are you coming?" I was late, but I was like, oh, I was doing my, I was working on the shop, trying to get a newsletter out about Amy's t-shirts and CDs that I've now got, Rosie. Yeah. I'm putting together a handpan care guide to go in with like a hand pan cleaning kit. Yeah, signed CDs. Yeah. Hand pan cleaning kit I'm putting together. So in a nice, lovely looking cloth bag, I'm putting Method stainless steel spray, a lovely micro cloth, which is going to be branded, have a little ticket sewn into it with Hampanion on it. The bag is going to be having a stamp with Hampanion on it as well. And if I can manage to get hold of some oil, maybe some oil, or do 2 cleaning care kits, one for nitrided, one for stainless steel and ember steel. And I'm going to run it past Duncan before it goes live, just to double check that the things that I'm saying are indeed correct. Apparently, Rosie, that you sell jewellery on your shop. I didn't know that. Ask Cammy for Astro Sauce. Okay. Is that oil? Oh, I should play Rosie my little melody that I'm making up, shouldn't I? I will play you a little bit, Rosie, and then I will probably go to bed. So this is a composition that I've been working on called Chapel. It's kind of all over the place still. Sounds nice. Don't really know what to do with the start and the end. But that's classic, isn't it? So this is how far I've got so far with Chapel. Carry on talking amongst yourselves, obviously. Yeah, it kind of like doesn't really know how to finish or doesn't really know how to start. But there we go. Chapel. Eventually will be finished. But I don't know. I love it. And I will get my way. I'll get to the bottom of it at some point. So yeah, as you can see there, the wonderful Rosie Bergonzi is playing live with the Chineke Orchestra on the 29th of November at the South Bank in London. Be there with me and Amy and my wife, with Rosie performing centre stage. Thank you for popping by, Rosie, and blessing us with your presence. And I need to go to bed as well. So I will see you in a couple of weeks, Rosie. And I will obviously be standing up with an ovation. But take care, sleep well, and thank you everybody else for being here. It's been 2 hours. Look at that, 2 hours nearly up to the end here. My camera ran out. So I'm going to put my handpan down. I'm going to move myself up to the keyboard, and I'm going to say good night. And maybe I will. Well, you're gorgeous as well, Alexandra. You're gorgeous as well. Say good night, and hopefully I will. Might come back on Sunday morning. Who knows? Saturday tomorrow, isn't it? Great. Brilliant. Awesome. Right, okay. That's me done. Everybody get some sleep. We need it. It's very important. Take care. Very good night to you all.